All right, y'all, we are back. We're going to talk about Martin in a second, but before we do, I want to remind everybody how we find the mean or the average, right? We take all of our numbers and add them together, right? The sum of our data points, and then we have to divide by how many data points we were given in the first place to find our mean. Okay, this is actually a pretty helpful equation when we solve problems like this. So if we're back to dealing with Martin, we can basically plug in the things that we know. Okay, normally I give you all this stuff and ask you to find the mean, but in this problem, I have given you the mean. Okay, so let's start by writing that in. Okay, we know that the answer is going to be 7. And the way that we have to get to 7 is we have to add up all of our data points. Okay, so we have 5, we have 10, we have 5, and we have 7. Okay, and critically, we have one more, right? We have Martin. Do we know how much money he's made? We don't, but we can represent that with a variable, right? An X, a Y, a Z, whatever variable you want to use. We have Martin and his 4 friends, right? So 5, 10, 5, 7, and then some unknown number that we need to use in our calculation in order to get 7. Okay, we have to take these numbers, and in order to calculate mean, we have to divide them by how many. In this case, we have 5 friends, so we have to divide by 5. Okay, getting this equation set up is the hard part, so I want to go over it one more time. Normally, I give you all of the values, and you just add them together and divide by how many. In this problem type, I have given you the answer, right, and asked you to work backwards to find one missing value in our data set. Okay, from here, this is algebra that hopefully isn't too big of a stretch for you guys. 5 plus 10 is 15, 27. And then we still have x here in our numerator. On the bottom, we have 5 equals 7. Okay, to get x by itself, we need to get rid of our faraway friend. We're going to multiply by 5. We get 35 equals 27 plus x. And then to get x by itself, we're going to subtract on both sides. X equals 8. Okay, and that answer is going to be the amount of money that Martin makes per hour. Okay, again, I know these numbers are dumb. Deal with it. Okay, 8 is going to be that number. If you want to double check, we can do the average 5 plus 10 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 and see what the average is. We should come out with the answer 7. Okay, so let's do one of these in our boat books. I need this problem written in. Okay, and I would like you guys to pause the video and see if you can get the answer on your own before I start working on it. Pause the video, see if you can answer this one. The mean is 8.833, and then the values that I've given you are 6, 9, 14, 8, and 6. See if you can solve this one without my help. Okay, so the way that we solve this, remember the mean, okay, is equal to all the numbers added up, and then we have to divide by how many. Okay, in this case, I have given you the mean, right? So the number that we're going to plug in over here is 8.833. Okay, and then over here, we have the sum of the values. In this one, we can't really do that on our own. If I were you, I would shortcut this step, just do all this math without writing it out. But it's going to be 6 plus 9 plus 14 plus 8 plus 6. And then we have an unknown value, right? This x value is what we're trying to find here. Okay, we add all of our numbers up. We divide by how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is going to be our denominator. Okay, then let's go ahead. Let's do a little bit of math. We still have 8.833 over here. Okay, up here we have 6 plus 9 is 15, 29, 37, 43. And we still have 6 in our denominator. And then it's a couple quick math steps. We're going to multiply both sides by 6 to get rid of our denominator. Okay, so 8.833 times 6 gives us 52.998. Okay, I'm going to write in 53, right? This is just a rounding error because these 3's could go on forever. And then over here we have 43 plus x. Subtract 43 from both sides. X is equal to 10. Okay, so our missing value here to give us a mean of 8.833 has to be 10. Okay, let's see, what else we got in this slideshow? Okay, these problems, I can make them a little bit trickier, and I want to talk through what these would look like as well. Normally, we would do some practice in class, but we're going to kind of skip through this a little differently just because you're not here. I want to start in with this problem. The average of three numbers is 30. If one number is added to make the average 33, what is the value of the added number? Okay, and as you read through this, again, I would like you to pause this if you want to see if you could figure this out on your own. How could we find the missing value of that added number? Okay, play the video whenever you're ready. The way that we would solve this, we don't actually have to know what those numbers are, right? We have three numbers, let's call them A, B, and C. Okay, actually, the three, how do I want to explain this? Okay, let's just talk through it this way, right? We just need to pick any three numbers that will give us an average of 30, right? That could be like 28, 30, 32. But the easiest way to look at that is just 30, 30, and 30, right? If we add those together, divide by 3, we're going to get an average of 30. So we can just say that those numbers are 30, 30, and 30, right? It doesn't matter if those are the right ones because the one that we're trying to find is that missing number that we added at the end. Okay, so basically when we add all these together, divide by how many, we're going to get an average not of 30, but of 33. Okay, so we should end up with an equation that looks like this. Then we finish solving this the exact same way. 90, multiply both sides by 4, subtract 90 away, and you should end up with your new answer, which I believe will be 42. I think it's 42. Double check me on that. Okay, and then there's one more problem that I wanted to look at here. Again, I would like you to pause this and see if you can figure this out. The ages of a group of students are 12, 13, 17, and 16. A group of triplets join, and the average age of the new group is 14.28. How old must the triplets be? Okay, this one is a very similar problem. It's just set up a little differently, right? We have 12, 13, 17, and 16. Okay, and once we add those triplets, the new average is going to be 14.28. Okay, and the trick with this one is we are adding not one new student, but we're adding three new students, but they're triplets, so they have to have the same age, right? So the way I would solve this is x plus x plus x. Okay, each one of these triplets has the same age, but we've added three of them to the group. Okay, so we have to do our math a little differently. Right now, if we look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values here. Okay, we end up with 3x plus, let's see, that's 25, 42, 58. Okay, if we want to solve this one has a couple more steps than the other one, so I will finish this. To get rid of our denominator, we're going to multiply by 7. Okay, so 14.28 times 7 gives us 99.96. That's pretty much 100. Okay, and now this is just a two-step equation that we worked on in skill 2. Take away 58 on both sides. Gives us 42. Divide by 3 on both sides. Okay, and we should get 14. Okay, so if we add in 3 14s with this group of numbers, we're going to get the average that I gave you in the prompt. Okay, that's the end of video 2. Take a peek at the next one. There's one other thing I'm asking you guys to do today, but I'll catch you in the next video.